Thanks. All right, before we get started, let's put everything that we have that you can plug into a wall on silent right now. Let's just go ahead and just take care of that right now. Ball. Ball. Before we get started, I want to acknowledge all of our alumni. Alumni, stand up. Where are you at? Alumni. I mean, you were here last year. No, keep standing. Keep standing. Keep standing. Take a look around, rookies. Notice there's not a lot of them standing, right? Why? Because this organization is not for everybody. It's not for every parent. It's not for every kid. There's a certain standard that comes along with being a junior academic All-American. Do we understand that? Take a look around at them again. This is all the alumni from last year. Clap them up again. Alumni, thank you for showing the academic and athletic excellence to return. Hope you can do it next year. For the rest of you, welcome parents for getting these new junior academic All-Americans here. For you new junior academic All-Americans, thank you as well for showing the academic excellence and the athletic excellence to get yourself here. Good job. So let's get started. Hopefully before or at the end of this presentation, you guys will have a firm understanding of who we're not and who we don't want to be, but also have an understanding of who we are and what we do. I like to believe that the Junior Academic All-American Bowl under the Bret Cooper football brand, it is what it is, different. And there's a reason why. And I want to talk to you guys about a few things and have a healthy discussion, because it's going to be interactive. And when we all leave, either we're going to agree or we're not going to agree. But one thing's for certain, we're going to shed a little light on a few things. All right? The first thing I want to kick off is setting some expectations. I want to dig into that a little bit because being junior academic All-Americans, I know how we're going to conduct ourselves in this hotel, don't I? I already know that, right? Right? I do know? All right, we'll get into that. This is my favorite part right here. Have you ever been to one of those high-powered sales conferences when they're trying to sell you something, and they have some kind of cheesy icebreaker, don't mean anything, people want to fun? You know what I'm talking about, right? We're going to do that, but not quite like that. Mia, your academic advisor, that's what I said, academic advisor. To show of hands, if you guys had been a part of any organization that you got assigned an academic advisor, go ahead and raise your hand. Don't do it all at once. You've been part of an organization, a youth football organization, academic advisor. Okay, good. Anybody else? 1, 2, 3. All right, good. Nobody else? Okay. What about a recruiting consultant as well as an academic advisor? Now, we're not talking about something at the local level, something like the national bona fide thing. National? Anybody else? Okay. When you guys leave here, Bret Cooper football is going to give this audience an opportunity to win over, what is it, man? 60? 90? How much money? Yeah, they have an opportunity to win over 60 grand? I'm sorry, over 21,000. I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to win up to that much money tonight. Do I got your attention now? You're laughing, huh? I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. And we're going to get to that. That's no lie. Up to. That's the key word. Then we're going to talk about, the review of the event week activities. Some of you I kind of picked on when you came up at registration, asking you certain questions. And I really wasn't trying to ostracize you or point you out, but I was trying to make a point. You guys, parents, have invested a lot of resources getting your athlete down here. Athletes, being a student athlete, you've invested yourself in the classroom and on the field to get yourself here. So those two things being said, I guess I'm kind of baffled with some people in this audience of how you don't know certain things. And some of you know, we kind of have sent the same email out over and over and over, because some of the parents let me know. I've seen it, Robert, I've seen it again. You did. Absolutely you did. Because at Bret Cooper Football, we would have a responsibility to be your guys' trusted advisor. As best we can, see the information. When we got it, at least when I got it, when that man right there gave it to me, so I can send it out and tell you to get it out there. And I would hope that you guys would show a little wherewithal to go through that information. I was going to have this little segment go a different way, but it's not about that. This is about the Junior Academic All-American Bowl, and I'm going to keep to that. Then we're going to talk about the 2015 calendar. The 2015 calendar. Some things that you can expect coming up through. We're going to have a few guest speakers when they come up, and they're going to say a couple of things. And then we're going to break, and then tomorrow morning we're going to get after it. All right? All right. Before I get started, let's talk about a few expectations. So this is the staff at Bret Cooper Football, what we expect from you guys. And then we're going to flip it around and talk about what you can expect from the staff here at Bret Cooper Football. Know the schedule and know the time. Tonight, another email blast is going to go out saying the same thing. So that would have been 5 times. It's been, or it doesn't matter. We're going to keep doing it until it sticks. Respect this hotel. We are guests at the window. They've been very kind and courteous and gave us a lot of accommodations being here. So let's respect this hotel. Is that fair?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Know the playbook. I think on behalf of the coaches, I think they would agree.
Yes, sir.
Know the playbook. Right? Because I think tomorrow morning, they're going to hit the ground running. All right? Display sportsmanship. On and off the field. I like to see some of the kids who didn't even know each other that are playing up and down. I know some people were in the gym today. I know some people went to the pool. Seen some people outside playing around. I like to see that. Kids you don't even know. And speaking of kids you don't even know, where's my rookies from Sweden? Stand up. Where are you guys from Sweden at in here? I think we got some people. All right. Welcome, guys. Welcome. You guys will have a little fun. Parents and players. Is that fair? Yeah. But the great thing about expectations, man, that's the other side of that coin. There's another side of that coin. What you can expect from the staff at Bret Cooper, that's coaches, myself, and project manager, president, founder himself, and everyone else, volunteers, chaperones, who they may be, as best we can. Now, do things happen? Of course they do. They do. And when they do, we'll change. You can expect every play. This is a showcase. This ain't a tournament, some okey doke down in your state level. This is the all-star game for football youth sports. That's what this is. You like that local okey doke? There's a good friend of mine in the audience named John Williams. He's probably, we call him JW, he's probably sick of me hearing that. But John knows how passionate I am about the local okey doke. Because the local okey doke will get your player hurt. And in fact, Mr. Cooper, you can validate this number. We got 33 players. You can, let me save that. I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm pretty impassionate about that. Another, or your son or athlete will be coached with respect. It's an honor, I believe, to be down here in this bowl game, and you will be coached befitting of that honor. Is that fair? While I'm saying that, parents, take a step back and let the coaches do their job. And the reason why I say that, and you know who you are out there, guys. Yeah. We had the players coming up, Mr. Cooper. The parent would go, Joshua from, hold on, wait a minute. I just want to talk to the athlete. Move to the side. This is it. This is his day. What do you say? It's this moment. Let that athlete have that moment. Slowly start, as I still talked about John Gordon from last year, slowly start separating yourself from that player. For those of you in high school, that chain link fence is between you and that player. For the rookies going on up to the high school level, that chain link fence is coming. Slowly start letting that young man stand on his own 2 feet. Let him have that spotlight because he's earned it. We will also provide the finest player and parent experience that we can. You can expect that from us. If things don't go the way, we'll let you guys know. If I'm not nothing else, I think I'm a pretty good communicator because I'll keep sending it. But if something goes awry, or if we fall behind, we'll adjust. For those of you who've been part of events, you guys know what it takes to put an event like this together. A lot of stuff has to take place. And sometimes things don't always go to the minute, but we're going to. And last but not least, we want to do what? Say it again. If you can't have a little fun playing this sport, what's the point? Now, remember that icebreaker I told you about? Let me get this stuff. I like to move around a little bit. We're going to play a little game called Fact or Fiction. Now, for the players who can't see, I really want the players to come on in, congregate a little closer, get in the middle, get in the back, because this is really important. So how this icebreaker is kind of going to work is, obviously, there's a question up there, and this is fact or fiction. What Mia's going to do, she's going to give you an opportunity, just by reading that question, I'm going to give you an opportunity to win $3 grand. $3 grand just for reading.
Hello.
Any other organization out there give you that opportunity? Raise your hand. Come on. We had some hands earlier. Where them hands at? What other football organization? $3 grand just by reading the question.
Reading is fundamental.
What do you say, Coach?
I'm about to pick somebody right now.
Let it be apparent.
I think it has to be there.
Yes, it has to, because we don't want to. So, sir, say it loud.
We had 33 players who committed to attend this bowl game but could not play because of injuries sustained during the entire extent of the football season.
Their desire to see their athlete extend the football season. Wow. Pick someone. Pick a parent. All right, sir. Stand up. What is it?
What?
What's that? Is it true? Show of hands. Who agree with him? Why is that true? Why is that a fact? Just real quick, stand up. You know. Why is that a fact?
After the season's over, we play tournaments, we travel into the state, and play more games.
Play more games.
He ended up going to play tournaments through the winter, summer, got into 6th grade ball, fall ball, that fast, come around. 3rd game of the season, completely blows out his ACL and rips his meniscus, so I can completely understand why that takes place. So that's why I am never going to have him play in another tournament. And something like this is fine. It's one deal, less strain on the body, and I definitely am going to respect his growth in his body to heal and to be ready for the next season.
Amen.
Yeah.
Wow. Because I don't want to get in hot water with my boss, I'm going to let that go and move on and I'll belabor the point. All right. Sir, if you would, stand up and read it loud. You can get a little closer.
There are over 300 football tournaments that are played between November 21st and January 31st. This includes the various national championship games that are also played at that time span.
All right? And I'll emphasize various national championship games. Incidentally, how many of them are there out there? The national championship games. I'm talking about the national championship games. One. There's one?
Man, gotta be at least 30 to 50.
It gotta be at least 30 or 50.
Son, stand up. How many are there out
Only
there?
2 per state.
4? Okay, 4. 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. I was gonna say, anybody else?
Between 50 to 100.
At least 10? No, I'm talking about the. No. No? There's one? No, we're just talking about at the youth level. Middle school. Yeah. Okay. You know, I thought I had an answer, and I disappeared in my room. I Googled it again, and I'm not quite sure at this point. Okay. Mr. J.W.
Hey, how we doing?
Factors.
It wouldn't be on the screen unless it was a fact, so I'm gonna say this is a fact.
That would be true. Over.
He wins $3,000.
Well, we're gonna scratch him out at the end because I want to know. Because Mr. Cooper get a cut. If men get a cut, I get the customer at 15% off the top. So the reason I got those two questions are paired together, I'm not gonna say a whole lot more about it. I just want you to stop and reflect for a moment and think about, as a parent to your athlete, what does that mean? We know we got an injury back there, you know, torn ACL.
Yes, sir. Meniscus.
How old is he?
He was 11 when he did it.
11. You know, we got some guys who play ball in this room, and usually you expect that kind of injury a little later in life. Huh. All right, Mia?
Football seasons. Families spend on average over $4,000 a year on additional football activities.
On average, over $4,000 a year. Now, so what this additional means, we're not talking about the football season, training camp, the season, playoff if you're lucky, maybe a Super Bowl. We're talking about all the other stuff. Now, for those parents in here who are doing it like that, I'm going to give you my card, put some numbers on it, you know, and yeah, you can get that sorted out. All right, who's going to answer that question for you, sir? You pick Glenn? Glenn.
That's probably low. You know, some people probably spend a lot more.
Okay. Is anybody shocked by that? Anybody shocked by that? One person?
Have you ever done competition cheering? Oh, that's true.
I think that's more. Yeah.
I got 2 of them.
It's worth it, sir.
Best. Okay.
I'm saying that's why people would generally.
Let's. I got enough. Okay. That might be what people were thinking. All right, Mia. Who we got?
There she is.
All right.
You should play football all year long. You should play football all year long in order to get noticed and be the best football player you can be.
What she said, right? Who's going to answer that question for you?
This gentleman right here.
How's everybody doing?
Oh, we got people playing it all year long. But would you say possessed? Yes. All right. Fact or fiction?
I want to go fiction. Change it up a little bit. Fantastic.
Should you really play all year long?
No.
To be the best player you can be, training is another thing. But playing football all year long? I'm not going to call anybody out in here because this is not what this is about. Because you wouldn't be down here if you guys wasn't impassioned about football. I'm impassioned about football. But all year long? Really? If you are in this room, if you are this player or this parent, I would advise you to think about it. You know, on the Bret Cooper website, it says something, we are your trusted advisor. We're trying to advise you right now. All right, who we got next?
We have this gentleman with a proxy that's going to read for him.
Oh, you make the kid do it. All right, academic All-American. Test it out. Go ahead.
It is a really good idea to have your athlete participate
You know, Lester, this question wasn't on air until late. This was a late edition. But out of those 33 players that we, unfortunately, and I say that with a heavy heart, unfortunately we can't be with us tonight, 13 of them combine. More than one. If you're under the age of 12, and we got, where are my coaches at? Raise your hand. Coaches. Give me a volunteer coach to stand up because I'm asking this question. Anybody? Coach.
Yes.
If you got a player under the age of 12, what's his 40 time going to tell you?
Nothing.
Are you sure?
It's not.
Anybody in the other coaches disagree with that?
Puberty hasn't hit in. That's right. No testosterone.
Yep. Doesn't matter.
You telling the truth?
His pituitary gland ain't turned on.
Coach Hardy, we had that many kids who didn't come because they were in their second, third combine.
Combine for what? They ain't get picked to college yet?
Yeah, those times ain't being shown, you know, bro.
I'm just saying.
It sounds cool.
All right, who's gonna call? Who's gonna ask the next question? Yeah.
Fiction.
Coach Bob, continuous fiction.
It is fiction. I think we all can agree. All right, who's next?
Almost choked.
Oh, move that away. All right.
There are absolutely no politics in play at the local level when selecting the best player to participate in all-star games.
Good try.
Come on, man.
We need you to pick someone to respond to this statement. That's a fact.
He's got it wrong. Politics everywhere.
Nothing but politics.
So, and I promised Mr. Cooper I wasn't going to do this. I'm going to keep my word unless he going to, revoke the mic. Just show of hands if you've been involved in Organization X where you found out later roster was already set.
Oh, yeah. Been there.
Already set. And the tryout. Already set.
Yeah. That sounds like everyone.
But yeah, we keep doing it, don't we? Don't we keep doing it?
Yep.
Because of that urge that deep-seated inside yourself when you just refuse to do the right thing for that player. Wow. All right. Mia, who's going next? All right, can you see it?
Yeah, the JAB is the only event that offers an academic advisor recruiting consultation, a Cotton Bowl experience, and national player recognition.
Oh, you gotta pick somebody else.
We got to hear that again.
We only get here for Cotton Bowl.
Could you read that again? Say it loud.
The Junior Academic All-American Bowl is the only event that offers academic advisor, recruiting consultation, a Cotton Bowl experience, and national player recognition.
I want to hear it one more time. Can you read it again? You need to read it. Oh, yeah. Say it loud. Stand up and say it. Because they need to hear it, right? You guys are here, right? Say it loud.
The Junior Academic All-American Bowl is the only event that offers an academic advisor, recruiting consultant, Cotton Bowl experience, and a national player recognition.
Who's going to answer that question for Mia? You find somebody?
In the red.
Which?
True. Back.
That is fact. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and jump ahead. Yeah. Let the big dogs eat. That's what I like to say. Next year, Bret Cooper Football will be releasing the national player ranking.
Awesome.
Minus the local, coached, high school, youth football politics. Minus that. Regardless of what they say or who they're trying to showcase, because they don't like this kid because of the way he looks, or the way the family talk to him at the grocery store, at Bret Cooper Football, we don't care about any of that nonsense. Can you make the grade in class, and can you play football? That's all that matters.
All right.
All right.
That list will be vetted out through our coaching staff and approved by Bret Cooper himself. And we're not going to say, oh man, well, no. You are a part of that local okey-doke politics stuff where you come from.
Yes, I was.
All right. Who's reading next? Go ahead.
There is no difference between the Junior Academic All-American Bowl and the rest of the youth programs.
No difference at all. Anybody who's answered that question?
Oh, wow.
Fiction.
I would tend to agree. Before we move on, anybody learn something tonight? Show of hands. A few people learned something tonight just with this right here. We're only talking about 7 questions. Guys, I can tell you that's a small piece, and obviously I had fun with it a little bit. This is not to shame or put a black eye on any organization out there. Because at Bret Cooper football, there is no competition. We are the only character-based and academic youth program in the land. So we don't see, and we're a showcase. We're not a tournament. I call them hand-begging competitions. That's not us. I get a witness over you shaking your head. You feel me?
Yeah.
I know you do. All right, let's keep going. Mr. Cooper, before we go on, if I belabor the point. All right. So we have a few things in event week, I like to call it. I'm not going to go over them at all. Just a few things. I'm not a big pop fan. My thing is jazz. And Mia's turning me on some of that punk rock shit I've been listening to all day. But we have a few things in store for you guys this week. And because, and just because I am who I am, here it is again. I'm not going to go all the way down through it. But it is out there, guys. Now come on, parents. On a serious note, read our emails. Read them. Before I move on, here's a true story, and that young man is in this audience right now. I'm going to tell this story. So, and I told you about it. Back in September, I got a call, and he said, hey, Robert, I seen that information guide. Can you print that off? I'm like, well, yeah, you can print it off. He said, no, can you print that off and bring it to me in January? That's a true story. Obviously, y'all don't think it's funny as I found it. All right, here's the 2015 calendar highlights. We're going to have some national player rankings, and we will not be tarnished by the local okey-doke. We will not be. They will be on the site, and they may move and shift based on the information that Bret Cooper football gets. There's going to be some regional camps coming out there. Regional camps. Right? If you're going to go to camp, come to your trusted advisor. We're going to expand the knowledge vault. Show of hands, who's been in that FAQ on the website? It says FAQ. A few people?
Check it out.
All right. I'll take the shoulders for that. I've been pretty busy. We're going to beef that up now that we have a recruiting consultant and we have an academic advisor. We're going to beef that up and kind of take some of the voodoo out of getting noticed and getting yourself in a position to get recruited. To include grades, core, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Not bad. Okay, I mentioned earlier we got a few guest speakers. Go down, Mia Gibson, your academic advisor, is going to come up and talk about a few things, followed by Harry talking about a parent's perspective, going to dig a little bit more into what I talked about. John Gordon, I don't think you're here. If you are, John? That's okay. John's not here. Coach Chris Milton is going to talk about a football life. I think with his experience, where he came from, I think he's more than qualified to talk about that. Chris Gilbert, where you at? He's going to talk about, and then James Hayes?
Here.
He's going to talk about drone cam. Drone cam. I like saying it. All right, without further ado, Mia, where you at? Let me get off the stage. Thank you, guys.
Y'all having fun so far? Yeah. Because tomorrow you're going to get worked on. Okay, so tomorrow evening, we will have an academic portion that I'll be working with the youth on. The adults are not permitted, sorry. However, we're going to play some games. We're going to work on vocabulary. We're going to do some time testing. We're going to do a lot in an hour. We're going to discuss the do's and don'ts, internet etiquette. Does anybody know what that is? How many of the students have even heard of it? Can somebody tell me what internet etiquette is? Okay, right there. Yep, you turned your head back for somebody else. That would be you. What is it? What do you think? Stand up. That is correct. That's things that you should and should not do on the internet. That would be your Facebook accounts, your Twitter accounts. A proper email address is not on Biggie Smalls 1214. And the coach is going to look at that and say, no, I don't think so. So we're going to work on a lot of things tomorrow evening in a short hour of time. We have a young lady here that's going to be working with me from North Carolina. Her name is Judy. She's out in the hallway right now. She's going to go over some NCAA information for you. For the 6th and 7th graders, you may think you're a little too young to do SAT prep. We have it already worked out for you, and we'll start working on it tomorrow because you're never too young to get started. All right? See you tomorrow.
How's everybody doing? First of all, I want to give honor to Coach Coop for this event that you're all having. And I want you to know the only reason I'm here is because of him. I met him 25 years ago. He lived 25 minutes from me. And he wasn't doing then what he's doing now. But we met because I had 4 children. 2 boys, 2 girls, and all of them received athletic scholarships. And Mr. Cooper started Germany. When he invited me to come here, I was honored to come. I give honor to your parents, honor to the young people, your kids that you brought. This is very personal to me, and I wouldn't do it for anybody else but Coach Cooper. Not everybody really has your kids' best interest at heart, and so I come just to give my part. We're going to talk about recruiting. My girls receive basketball scholarships. My sons receive football scholarships. And really, it's in your parents' hand, not the coach's hand, if your kids get a scholarship. You gotta love them. You can't put them in somebody else's hand for their future. So, my personal background, I didn't receive a scholarship. I didn't know what it meant. But I wanted to be a pro baseball player. And so, I did everything I knew. I was a 3-sport athlete, played all the sports. But when it come time to get a scholarship, nothing. So I didn't get accepted in college and just accepted until April, my senior year. So for 3 months, school's almost out, I don't know where I'm going. Finally, I received from my guidance counselor a list of schools. And the school I attended was Western Kentucky University. To make a long story short, I was the first Afro-American to ever play baseball for him. I wasn't recruited, but I was validated by my father. He was a straight shooter, and he said this to me in my junior year in high school. He says, the way you hit the ball, your sister can catch it. So that meant I wasn't going nowhere. So he took me out in the back of the field, and he began to pitch to me. He said, hold your bat like this, come through like this, because he knew I was motivated. My junior year I was outstanding, my senior was okay, but I still wasn't recruited. So when I got to Western Kentucky, I got a chance to try out in my second year, because the first year was already established by the team. I made the team, and I led the team in hitting, and I was all conference. The next 2 years, I was all conference. I was supposed to get drafted my senior year, but it fell through. I didn't know what happened. Montreal Expos said they were going to draft me. I felt good about it. I graduated the same year. When it come time for the draft, it fell through. Now here come my kids. I said, you guys can get it coming out of high school because of what your dad knows. Not your coach, not the community. I knew my kids were D1, and I didn't want them to get messed over. And so what I did, we set a course what we're going to do. We did the Jones thing. Okay? I'm a pastor, I'm a Christian, and God blessed me to do what I'm doing. There's a dark side to recruiting. There's a dark side to life. I didn't want my kids to hit it. So my sons went to Purdue, since it's football, my sons went to Purdue, caught the winning touchdown from Drew Brees in the Alamo Bowl, played 2 years with the Colts. My youngest son went to Tennessee and played 6 years in the NFL. So Mr. Cooper saw all of this. So when he became a part of what he's doing now, he asked me to help him. And I'm here because not only did I get my kids in the NFL, we got 2 boys playing right now. One of the kids I never seen. He's 6'4", 350-some pounds. He's a nose tackle with the Saints. Never saw him, just got his material. So what we'll be talking about is how to get recruited, how to get recruited if you have an injury, how to get recruited if you're not recruited. The bottom line is you got to be able to play. All coaches want players. All coaches want players, but here's the key, they don't know every player. They didn't know me, but I could play. So that doesn't bother me. If your kid can play, your son can play, there's a place for him. But you got to be aggressive in the recruiting process. You got to be aggressive. And I know that your parents care about your kids because you made an investment for them to come here. So you need to be commended. So we're Pastor Jones and 4 kids, and now I'm a poppy. I have 10 grandkids. So if you're gonna call me Poppy, I'll go from that. But you're gonna get from my perspective from a father and my perspective from a grandfather. So I appreciate you. Thank you.
Mr. Cooper reminded me I'm not a very good MC and I'm a good project manager, not a good MC. Traditionally, someone speaks and then the MC comes up, introduces the next guy. I just forgot. But we are going to adjust right now. So the next gentleman will come up to the stage. He does a lot of work in mentoring athletes, football players, training, technique, so forth and so on. And we're going to keep this train rolling. And thank you, Pastor Jones. That was right on point. You might want to really listen to this one too, because this is going to be on the tails of fact and fiction. And I think when he gets finished, I think he would say he's pretty qualified to be saying what he's going to tell you guys. That's all I'm going to give you. So without further ado, Coach Milk, could you come on up? Chris?
Once again, he's just proven that he's not a good MC because Mr. Washington is actually supposed to come up here right now.
I was wondering the same thing.
I'm just saying. That's why athletes, you got to stay in school. Before I start, all the student athletes that are here, that are playing this week, can you stand up for a minute, please? I'm going to show you something before it's over with. So first of all, parents, athletes, give yourself a round of applause for being here. So I want you to stay standing up for a minute. That section over there, I want all you guys to sit down. Have a seat. All right. So this area right now, if this many of the athletes went on to play varsity football, you would think that's pretty good. When you say that? Mm-hmm. Well, you guys got to work with me right now. When you say that?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. You guys, sit down. If this group of kids right here went on to play the varsity level and actually starting on a Friday night, would you say that's pretty good? Mm-hmm. Pretty good?
Yes.
So, if this group of kids actually went on to play on a Friday night and was starting on a Friday night and actually had the ability to play next level, would you say that's pretty good? I want from you on back. I want you guys to sit down right here. What's that? What's that? What's that? So I'm going to do something different. This is what I'm going to do. You two. Actually, you four, sit down. So realistically, as a national statistic, only 2.9% of the complete number of athletes will go on to play professional sports at any level. All of you that are here, congratulations, it's great. But 2.9% of you guys will go on to play football and get paid to do it. Have a seat. I am ice and I am heat. I am in your blood, I am in your heart. I am the sweat and dirt on your face. I am the reason for the bumps, bruises, and breaks. I am the reason you fight, the reason you cry. I teach you to never quit. I am the strong survive. I am the film you watch in the morning. I am the 100-degree practice in the afternoon. I am the dreams that keep you up at night. I take off my hat. I take a knee. I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and I am the Lord's Prayer. I am a headbutt and a handshake. I am warrior paint on your face. I am do your job. I am have your brother's back. I am AC/DC and Metallica over loudspeakers on a Friday night. I am stand up and salute the flag. I am the band that plays. I am the girls that cheer. I am what makes grown men cry. I make moms fierce. I made you a better man. I taught you honor and I taught you pride. I am your first love. I am your sacrifice. I am your Friday nights. I will never leave you. We are one. I am football. Thank you for giving me your heart and your love. So what I want to do just for a couple minutes, I want to talk to the athletes. I want to talk to the athletes because so many people are out there blowing your heads up. So many people are out there telling you, oh, you can do this and you can do that, which is great. That's cute. But we're going to talk about what reality is. What does it mean truly to be an athlete? What type of responsibility do you have? This is one thing. So back at home, I own a youth football league, and actually one of the other people that helps me run it is in here, Dr. Ann Cervantes. I work with a lot of the youth. I'm a mentor, I'm a coach. I sit on one of the disciplinary boards for our local school district. I've done a lot and seen a lot of things, work with at-risk kids and so on and so forth. And along the way, you experience things, you see things. Life gives you experiences. And following on the heels of the pastor, the Bible says that your gifts will make room for you. But your maturity will determine whether or not you stay in that room. So I just want to talk briefly about those things that we call maturity. First of all, as I talk to the athletes, once you make a decision that you will become a student athlete, you've given up all right to be normal. You can't be normal anymore. You can't do stupid things anymore. You can't go grab a stick of bubble gum from the store anymore without paying for it, which is dumb anyway. You can't cut class. You can't drink on a Friday night at a party. You can't do that anymore. Because the difference between you and an ordinary kid, that's what we're going to call every other kid that's not here in this game. I'm going to call them ordinary. For the difference between you and every other ordinary kid is that when you get in trouble, your name is showing up at a ticker on ESPN or in a local newspaper. That's the difference. Understand me. How many times have you seen on the news local high school football star arrested? You're no longer normal. So now that means you're a leader. And what does it mean to be a leader? That means being worthy of being followed. Okay? So you have to decide whether or not what you're doing right now makes you worthy of being followed. And we say, what does this have to do with football? It has everything to do with football because every professional person, businessman in here and such, that have played the game of football, they can look back right now in their daily walk at their job and think about how football complemented their ability to do a great job.
Yes, sir.
How many adults can attest to that? That's why they say good athletes make great managers. Also employees, because you have discipline. You know what it means to show up on time and do your job. Not do your coworker's job. I'm gonna let him get fired. But I'm gonna make sure that I do my job. So by the time I check out, my job is complete. Football players, that's what it's about. We talk about politics. I'm gonna kind of summarize just some of the things we talk about. We talk about politics. Those are things that we call in the business world uncontrollables. We can't control politics. But what you can control is how you perform between the whistles. What you can control is the effort that you put out on the football field. Because if you don't do your job, if you don't give maximum effort every single play, you allow those politics to be true. So what does that mean? That means if you're a top player on your football team but you slack, we call those gamers. Those that don't show up in practice, but you know they're going to show up in the game, but they half-tail in practice. But you got that kid on your team because we all have them. We all know the parents that write the checks for the kids to be out there. When you don't do your job, you allow that kid to step in and you're pushed to the side because you didn't do your job. In football, you take that personal. And you say, you know what? I don't know about your daddy, but the check that I'm getting right on you, he ain't going to be able to cash. That's how personal that you need to be able to take this game. This is football. This is a decision that you made. We're going to talk about social media. Again, we are giving up the opportunity. We're giving up the right to be normal. Social media. How many of you guys have a Facebook account? Instagram. Kick. Ovu. Uvu. Snapchat. Okay, go ahead and put your hands down. Let me tell you right now, those four or five social media sites that I just named, those have cost hundreds of athletes full ride Division I scholarships. Go ahead and suck that in for a minute. Full ride scholarships. I was at the University of Oregon on a football camp. And that was when Chip Kelly was still there. And I want to say the defensive coordinator was Coach Dean. And their wide receiver coach was Coach Frost. And I happened to be there while they were having a conversation. Coach Frost asked Coach Dean about a particular kid who was the #1 recruit coming out of California in the defensive back position. Coach Dean said he took him off the board. Why'd you take him off the board? I thought we were about to offer him. Well, I had an opportunity to go on, it wasn't Facebook, it was Twitter. It was Twitter. And he quoted a lyric from a Lil Wayne song. If a leaf fall, put some weed in that dish. You guys know that? You guys just heard. Y'all know that song. Yeah. Guess what? That cost him a full ride scholarship to the University of Oregon. That one line. That one line. We have a quarterback at home who was coming out of the junior college. He had a full ride scholarship to North Dakota. Once he accepted the scholarship, he decided to go on his Twitter account and talk about, I'm going to FAAS, North Dakota, at least it's a scholarship. They said, oh, we a little fake ASS school? You stay there. Yeah. So again, let's revisit our social media. Because when you fill out your college applications, guess what you have to put on there? You have to put on your access to social media. Because they're going to check. And don't forget to put it on there and let them find out that you have one and didn't disclose it. Because you're going just from that as well. Not only are they going to look at you, they're going to look at your friends. So when they go on there, they're going to friend request you. And here's the game. They're going to friend request you. They're going to put maybe a picture of their kids on there. And they're going to follow you as their kids. And the whole time they're monitoring what you do. The whole time. You don't even know that you're being graded. How many of you are willing to let looking cool on Facebook, throwing your signs and all that other stuff on Facebook? How many of you guys let that is willing giving up a college scholarship? I challenge you, and parents, I challenge you to monitor that. Or else I hope you started saving money to pay for college, because that's what's going to end up ruining. Prioritize. What are you willing to sacrifice today to become who you want to be tomorrow?
Right.
What are you willing to give up? What does it mean to you? What does playing this game at the next level mean to you? Is it serious enough? Are you cool just being the sixth grade leading rusher in all of Timbuktu, Alabama? No offense to anybody in Alabama, families from Alabama too. But how many of you are comfortable with being that? What are you willing to sacrifice so that you can get beyond that? One thing that I always say, football is not a final destination. We already know 3 of you are going to make it. Only 3 of you are going to make it. So football cannot be your final destination. Football has to be the vehicle that gets you to your final destination. How many of you guys want to go and play football Division I, II, III, 1A, NAIA? Okay, we all want to go there. How many of you guys, out of your hands that's raised, want to walk across stage in a cap and gown at the next level with your bachelor's degree? Every hand better go up. This is what football is for. Football is to get you that paper.
Right.
Football is not for you to go pro. I'm going to tell you that right now. Football is not for you to go pro. If you are lucky enough to go pro, thank you, Jesus. But at the end of the day, if something happens, you got that paper to fall back on. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's one thing. Football can be taken away from you at any point. At any point, it can be over. We just came from the Cal State All-Star game. And they said that you are always one play away from your season being over.
Yep.
One play away. My son is looking at me in the front row. I mean, that's Bret Cooper's guy. He's a running back out of California, and he's pretty good. And he played in the Cal State game and hurdled a kid, and while he was in the air, his own player came back and tried to make a play. Clipped his feet in the air, he shifted his body weight, fell and fractured his shoulder. Okay? That's his one play away. So today, for this weekend, he's here because he's dedicated to the game, and he's respecting the injury. The difference is, we still got school going on. The grades don't change, right? Those things don't go away. You're one play away. You're one play away. How are you preparing yourself? Failure. How many of you all have experienced some type of failure as you played? Whether you didn't make a team, whether you lost. How did it feel? I can't even hear. I really can't even hear you guys say it. It didn't feel good, did it? At all. It didn't feel good at all. So my question is, what did you do to ensure that you never felt that way again? Okay? You take it personal. You take it personal. You look at yourself and say, you know what? I promised myself I would do everything possible to make sure that I don't feel this way again. That's what part of living this game means. That's what part of this football life is, to ensure that you learn from every single play. You learn from every single experience because it carries on to the next. You think about those things that you did wrong, and you say, okay, you know what, I'm going to fix those, I'm not going to dwell on them. But what things good can I take and carry forward? As is life. As is life. We talk about working and training. And I know Mr. Calhoun wanted to touch on some of those things, but we're going to talk about working and training. We're going to talk about finishing the football season, then the very next week going to work out with our personal trainers, and then going to play in a tournament, and then going to work out again, and then doing this, and then doing that, and then adding the supplementation into it. And on top of the supplementation, we do the protein, and we said, we know we're going to be bigger and stronger, so I'm going to take creatine now, and then we're going to take creatine, and we start taking pro hormones, and it's just going and going and going and going and going. And we're giving ourselves a false positive for what success really means. We're giving ourselves a false positive for what success really means. How about setting it up? How about setting it up? We know, as we go through school and everything, we learn about learning. We learn how we retain information. We learn how we're supposed to study, then take this many minutes off so that our body can retain it, and so on and so forth. Right? It's the same thing when it comes to training. I know Lester, and it's so funny because on his Facebook page, because I work with athletes, I've worked with athletes from the youth level all the way up to guys that are in the NFL right now. Just like Lester right now, he's working with youth athletes, he's putting them in college and in the league right now. And that's one thing that I see on his page, how it's a progression. We don't go in there and train hard and throw weights and clank weights and this and that. It's a method to it. And then you have to give your body a chance to recover. Your body needs a chance to grow, especially as a young athlete. Your body needs a chance to, the frenzy needs to stop down so the body knows that, okay, this is what we're doing now. Okay, cool, thanks for letting me know. We need to grow, we need to recover, and now we need to grow. It's the same thing, it's the same thing. It's not like when we were all in high school and we had the coach, that had the short shorts with the polyester, softball shorts with the high white socks and the thick white shoes and the cap on where you can see his wallet in his back pocket, just yelling at you, push harder, push harder, push harder. We know those coaches. Thank God for science. Thank God for case study and medical advancement. Hey, we got to lay off the kids a little bit. We have to lay off of the kids a little bit. We all want them to have a competitive advantage. 100% we do. But we have to do it smart. Because we know, again, football is the vehicle. And one day this is going to be over. And when our kids become our age, they're going to be haunted by those things that they did when they were younger. Case in point, all of a sudden at 40 years old, 2 weeks after I turned 40, I went in and had my L2 through L5 fused. Because of doing, you too? Improper stuff when I was young. I had a knee surgery. Again, this is all as a grown man. From not taking care of the body, respecting injuries, and respecting those things while you're coming up. Your body hurts for a reason. Your body hurts to tell you, slow your butt down and go, let's go sit down. That's why your body hurts, because it needs an opportunity to do what it's supposed to do. You don't take codeine and all this other stuff that masks the pain to go train harder. Respect the body. Respect the kids. You guys, hey, your body's going to talk to you. Learn to listen to it. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is about being a multiple sport athlete. And the reason, I just jotted this down because up there where you said that kids play football all year long, okay, great. You're a football player. What else are you? When scouts come talk to your coaches, when they come talk to your parents, when they come talk to your schools, you know the first question that they're going to ask them, what else do you play? What else do you play? Because the days of the 375-pound offensive lineman are gone. Gone. There's no more William Perrys and some of those other big old boys that used to just, I just blocked. That's all I do. That's my job, coach, I block. There's no more of that. Right? You have 300-pound D linemen chasing the quarterback out the pocket. Look at the combine test. You got these big old D linemen running 4.5, 4.6 40s. They want athletes. They want to know you can move. They want to know that you can acclimate yourself to any environment. So learn to do something else. It's about being versatile. It's about being well-rounded for life. Because guess what? In life, you don't get to just do one thing. Life throws different things at you. Use this to learn what it means to be a man. Okay? You're not just a young football player right now. As a coach, when coaches coach you, hopefully they're looking at you one day as somebody's husband. They should be looking at you as somebody's father. They should be looking at you as somebody's boss. They should be looking at you as somebody's grandfather. I could care less about youth football. Your coaches should be training men. Use this game to learn what it means to be a man. Thank you, guys.
Wow. I don't know how you gonna follow that.
Encore.
Wow. All right, let's see, can I get this straight? The MC I am not. This next gentleman, I got to know through Mr. Cooper on the phone, actually. We go round and round talking about football and let them daddy Eagles get up. Oh man, he's a good athlete. He's the best running back, blah, blah, blah. And then I finally listened to this young man and I found out he does know a little bit about football. Knows a little bit about coaching. Sounds like he knows a little bit about everything. The next individual I'm going to have come up there to talk to you about a parent's perspective is Mr. Robert Washington.
First, I'd like to thank Mr. Calhoun for setting me up, going after such a great guy. But what I really want to talk with y'all about first, give yourselves a round of applause. The main thing I really want to talk to y'all about is opportunity. Because probably about 5 years ago, I was sitting exactly where y'all was at. Sitting beside my son. We didn't know what to expect. My son was nervous, I was nervous, and I mean, to be quite honest, and Coop remembers this, I'm sitting beside Randall Cunningham, that's the other guy named, Brian Dawkins, and we're sitting, and my son's a running back. He's in the 7th grade All-American team, and it's Brian Dawkins Jr., and it's another kid, Randall Cunningham's son. I'm like, how are you gonna beat these kids out? You know, we just didn't know, but it goes back to opportunity. I think one of the kids fumbled, and he originally got selected as a defensive back. So he's like, damn, I don't know anything about being a defensive back. So I said, just go out there and take your opportunity. You know, if you get the chance to show that you're a running back, do what you got to do. Well, the opportunity presented itself, first day of practice. So he slides over there with the running backs. Then one of the kids fumbled, one of the big name kids. I'm sitting on the sideline. Y'all don't realize how small I felt just being out there with those NFL guys. But I told my son, do what you've been taught. Stay with your coaches, what we preach as our core values as a family, and you'll get the job. Make a long story short, he ended up winning the job because a kid did not take advantage of his opportunity, kept fumbling. He went on to be the MVP of that game and also going to have over 40 Division I offers right now. But the key thing that I want to talk to y'all parents is about, hey, let the kids have fun. That's where it starts at. Don't take it so serious. Don't coach them while they're on the sideline. Let them have fun. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. Y'all are one of a few in the country to be bestowed with this honor. Junior Academic All-American. Let me say that again. Junior Academic All-American. Because the academic comes before the All-American. And it's the reason why it's set up that way. Coming out of when my son went to the 9th grade, and we got other kids, Coop knows, that went through this program with Coop. When I first met Coop, it's kind of, you know, we talk about opportunity. So I get a call. He had selected my son as a defensive back. So at first I'm kind of upset, like, dang, he's a running back. Why he select him as a DB? But at that time in life, we was at a different place. I was able to cherish that moment because a couple months before, my son had open heart surgery. And he was told he would never be able to play football again. So when Coop said, we'll select him as a defensive back, I really didn't care. They could have selected him as a kicker or water boy. I didn't care because I had watched my son go through open heart surgery and being told that he could just now play football. So Coop gave him his first opportunity. So I want y'all to really think about that while y'all out here with your kids. You're out here networking. I gotta say that, networking with different families, different people. Because in our area, we're from Charlotte, you might play against a kid from Statesville or Gastonia or something like that. Now y'all out here playing against kids from California, from Oklahoma. So y'all also learning different playing styles. That's what me and my son talked about. So when he went into 9th, 10th grade, he had already played with so many different styles. So if they went power eye, they went spread, he had knew that because he had been coached by so many different coaches, so many different styles. So I'm gonna be around. I'm also gonna be helping out the 7th grade team, 9th grade team. I've been there, done that, been through the Coop system. This is a great opportunity. I just wanna make sure y'all know that and know that just take advantage of this.
That wasn't too bad. All right, that was good. Raise your hand, who's learned something? Who feels inspired? Who feels like they can rediscover this game all over again? All right, let's see, can we go 2 for 2? The next, you can't mess this up. Come on up before me. The next speaker on the agenda, because I'm showing you what a great MC I am, is Mr. McLaughlin.
First of all, I want to thank Bret for having me over here, being able to work with all these great young people and their families. We're very excited about this opportunity. It's my first time being involved with an All-Star game, so I'm just excited to be here. To give you a little background where I'm from the Charlotte area, 23 years of varsity high school football coach, and this year was my first head coaching job at South Lake Christian. So I'm very proud to be here. One of the things that I want to say about this group of men, I've talked with Bret numerous times, and we just got to meet when I got down here to Dallas. But we had a long snapper at our place, and I called Bret, and we were talking about this young man, and he referenced Mr. Jones over here, and this is the kind of people we were talking about. Mr. Jones makes a call to Baylor University for us. And we're talking about a great young man, and he took my word for it. This kid was 4.0 plus GPA, just a great young man. He's one of the top 5 long snappers in the nation. He's very talented. But he had 3/4 of a full ride academically to Baylor, and he really wanted to attend that. So Mr. Jones, he makes a phone call for us and got the young man an opportunity to go to Baylor University. So that's kind of what you're dealing with. Mr. Jones, I want to thank you. I haven't had a chance to tell you, but we really appreciate everything you did.
Thank you.
Yes. Let me tell you about South Lake Christian Academy just a little bit so you'll know what you're dealing with when you deal with me. We have a motto, and I took it from a pretty good football coach. His name's David Cutcliffe, and he's a good friend of mine. Our motto at South Lake is faith, family, and football. These are the things that we put into our values, starting at the top with faith. Being a Christian school, I am in a unique situation where we can incorporate those Christian values into everyday activities at our school, which is a great thing. And I know in the public school systems, because I was there many years, you can't do that. So we pray together as a team. We have a team chaplain who is very important to what we're trying to do. We do devotions on Fridays with our kids. We believe it's an important part of what we try to do. It is the #1 thing in my tier of important things when we go and talk to our kids. So every day after practice, we pray together. And I don't do the praying. I ask the kids to take turns and pray for the team and for each other. And that's an important part of what we want to do. Another thing that you'll find out about me is I'm a unique individual. There's a lot of testosterone in the coaching profession. Whether you figured that out or not, I don't know. But I am in the unique situation where I'm the kind of guy that I'm gonna get you and I'm gonna motivate you and I'm gonna try to get the most out of each and every individual. But I will go up and I'll put my arms around the kid and I'll hug them and I'll tell them I love them. Because I'm gonna tell you what, if they don't believe that I care about them, they're not gonna play for me. They're not gonna play for me. And I don't care how good a coach you are. I don't care where you come from. I don't care if you're Vince Lombardi. If they don't believe that you care something about them as a person, they're not going to play for you. And I'm going to tell you what, my young men this year were down 14 points with 11 minutes to go in the state championship game. And I never had a doubt they were going to play as hard as they could play for me. And they came back and won that game in overtime. Can you imagine being a first-year coach and win the state championship? It's unbelievable. When the trophy was given out, I've made a promise at the beginning of the year, boys, when that trophy comes out, I'm not taking that trophy. It's yours. You've done the work. You are the ones that made this happen, and they sure did. But yeah, a lot of it goes back to the fact that we preach and teach that faith, and that family is next thing in line. Every day at the end of practice, I tell those young men, you think your mom, your dad, your grandma, your brother, your sister, somebody got you here. Somebody brought you to practice. Somebody put gas in that car. Somebody paid to get that physical so you could go play football. You better thank your parents. Every parent in this room, by the time you leave here this week, you need to tell them how much you appreciate them, how much you love them, because you wouldn't be here without these parents. And I'm a parent. I've got a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old, and I love them like everything. But to hear it from your child and to know as your child really appreciates you, that is something that is very important. And that's why family in our tier of importance is the number 2 thing. Number 3, I will tell you this, we want to play and we want to play well. We want to win championships, but we don't do it at all costs. We had a young man, a very good football player, in the state championship game. He had a concussion 2 weeks earlier, and the doctor cleared him. And I remember he played 1 quarter, and he just wasn't right. One of our best players. And I remember Mr. Washington, he's one of my coaches and works with those kids closely. I remember, and he can tell you, we wouldn't took his helmet away from him. Because winning the state championship was not more important than that young man. It was not more important than him. And if God meant for us to win the state championship, we were going to win it. And if we didn't, it wasn't going to be at the expense of this young man's health. So we're not going to do that. Okay? And that's the way we believe. But I will tell you this, we've been very, very fortunate. I've been with some great coaches and some great programs. In my 23 years of coaching, I've been in 4 state championship games and won 2. We've been pretty successful. But I will tell you this, South Lake Christian has got, Robert, help me, how many D1 scholarships? 9. Okay, we got 9 kids that are Division I. How many scholarships total, Robert? We have 68 Division I scholarship players offered since February 1. I'm going to tell you what, it has nothing, let me tell you this, and I'll tell you this 100 times, it has nothing to do with me. I provide that opportunity, and hey, if my kid, if they come talk to me, I'm going to give them the best of my kid. They're going to hear the best news possible because we're going to promote those kids in the right way. But the reason we have 68 Division I opportunities with our kids is because they're all good students. That's why people come to our school. That's why people want our kids. They're good kids, they make good grades, they stay out of trouble, and they know that that's what the expectation is at South Lake Christian. So, guys, once again, you know, I'm glad to see everybody here. I'm looking forward to coaching you guys. So, you know, I don't know if I'll be able to coach all of you, but I would love to have an opportunity to talk with anybody that would like to speak with me about what we do in North Carolina. I'm from a little rural town called Lincoln, North Carolina, in the Piedmont. Nobody's probably ever heard of, so, you know, but I'm glad to be here, and I want to thank y'all for having me. It's nice talking to you.
This panel, I'll tell you what, Bret Cooper football, believe it. All right, the next speaker is going to come up and talk about the facilities we're going to be playing at. Who's curious? Raise your hand. Anybody? Okay. Without further ado, Chris Gilbert.
Good evening. My name is Chris Gilbert, and I am the head football coach at Lancaster High School, here about 35 minutes up the highway here. How many folks in this room are from Texas? Well, several. So you guys most of you guys are familiar with Lancaster, have heard of it. Well, today is my first time meeting Coach Cooper. I spoke with him during the season, and if you guys are from Texas or you've heard about Texas high school football, it's a pretty big deal. Yes, it is. Very big deal. But I know football is big nationwide. And I talked to Bret, I guess it had to be late September or October, right in the middle of our district season, and I'm trying to make sure that I get my team to the playoffs. So he was like, Coach, we're going to use your facility. I've already talked to your facility coordinator, Rhonda, and I just want to call and introduce myself, and I'm going to let you know that I'm going to be calling you back in a couple of months. Now, I had a big district ball game. I said, okay, nice to meet you, nice to hear from you. I'll be looking forward to hear from you. And that was it, pretty much. That was the extent of our conversation. He told me a little bit about what was going on and what he's done in the past, but we didn't talk very long at all. So when he called me back after the season a couple of weeks ago, and he told me about what was going on, so I started kind of Googling what's going on with this thing. And I learned a little bit more about it. And tonight, I have learned a great deal about what is going on with Bret Cooper football and this academic All-America team. This thing is unbelievable. Because I am at a level now in which the kids, they are in high school and they are trying to get a scholarship, and it comes down to the wire. And most of those kids, the thing that was going through my mind as I heard all of these guys talk is that a lot of these kids don't have the foundation that these kids are getting right now at this age. They're kind of showing up and they're depending on their game film, they're depending on a recent season. They know that they have to have the grades, but they're hearing it and not acting on it. And the parents have a long way to go to learn the process about obtaining that scholarship. It is a very multifaceted thing to receive that scholarship. It is a long, long deal. So when they get to us, we have the recruiters coming in, and now it's down to the wire. And they have to decide on a bunch of kids with limited spots. A bunch of kids. And what Coach just said about his kids being academically ready, that needs to be said over and over and over and over. Because if you're not academically ready, it doesn't matter what you look like on tape. It doesn't matter. But I want to say this before I say anything about our facility. Coach Cooper, this staff that you've assembled, and these gentlemen, pastor, parents, this is an awesome deal. And I'm speaking as a head high school coach here in the great state of Texas, where football is larger than life. You folks that are around the nation, and you are attending this thing, this is a great commitment for you to come down here and be a part of this. This is awesome. And I want to commend the Cooper staff for what you guys are doing. I had no idea. I had no idea. Because, you know, I'm a part, we host a lot of stuff at our facility. Mini camps, and they come in and time them, and it's at the end of the road, so it's like that. Do you have it? Do you have it? Or you don't have it? You don't have it? You're good, you're good. And it's move on. The foundation is right here. This is a great deal. This is a great deal. I want to give the Cooper staff a hand. This is awesome. I'm looking at this totally from dealing with recruiters on a day-to-day basis. And knowing what college coaches are looking for, and the setup that they have for you guys with the academic advisor, the recruiting advisor. I mean, all of these things, these things, a lot of our parents are late getting started on this. And so by the time it matters, they're looking around to get some help. And usually what happens is, when it doesn't happen for the kid, they usually get mad at the coach. This is a process that starts where you guys are right now. And so this is an awesome deal. Our facility that you will be practicing and playing at was built in 2005. And folks that have been around and seen it, it is a wonderful, wonderful facility. It is a AstroTurf field that is adjacent to a 100-yard indoor practice facility. So we are supposed to have some kind of weather blowing in here, but we'll be fine. We'll make sure we'll take care of you. The Coopers, that's good. I think our staff was real happy back there. about having that indoor facility and all that. We have some stuff going on in our school. We have some folks in season, and they're practicing during the break. We have powerlifting that'll go a couple days this week. We have indoor track. We're starting. Our track is real big at our school. But we have been talking about accommodating the Cooper camp, and we're excited about this thing, and this thing is going to be awesome. And you parents that are here, that have came from all over, parents from Texas that are part of this, and you guys, this gentleman right here, you know, I took down some notes of some stuff that you just recharged me about my next team meeting. Because you never know when you get inspired, you know what I mean? That poem that you read about football, man, it got me ready to go all over again. Friday night, I need to get that from you, man. So you guys will see me all week. I'll be in and out, and I don't live too far from the campus. But I think you'll enjoy where we are. I'm just trying to make sure that we're ready to host this thing. You know, I wasn't sure how big this thing was when I talked to him, you know, because I was in season. You know, we're fighting to get in the playoffs. You know, when I first talked to him, so my mind was like, hey, Nick, I get my team ready. You know, so I didn't handle any of the arrangements. So I've been back there texting and making sure that we're ready to go. But you'll be pleased with where we are because we're going to be inside a lot of the times, especially when the weather comes. I was looking at, you know, what we have, and we were going to practice, you know, on the grass field. But if Coach Cooper's okay, I think we just need to hold practice on the AstroTurf game field. If you're okay with that, that'd be totally up to you, because I just want, you know, I think that this is a first-class thing. This thing has totally enlightened me about what's going on. So welcome to Texas. You guys are not from here. You're not going to see as many cowboys, and you thought you're going to ride around and see folks on horses everywhere. I know some of y'all thought that probably was your first time here. I know you did. You know, it's like that somewhere around here now, but you will ride around and see some folks on some horses, but not around here. This is 635 in the tollway. You won't see that. It's a city around here. Okay? Yes, sir.
You both coach and teach in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're on this side of it, so what can we do as parents to respect your facility? Like, where do you want our limits in the stands?
You'll be fine. In the indoor facility, there'll be enough room around the outskirts of practice. I'm sure the staff will handle that. We'll have, and then wherever the staff allows you to be during practice, that's totally up to the Cooper staff. But there's plenty of room. Our game field is surrounded by, we have a 9-lane Olympic track. Our facility is first class. And I believe that you guys will enjoy being there. There's some food places not too far away. All the standard little quick stuff, McDonald's and Wendy's are down the block, and we have some restaurants if you want to sit down that are a little bit up the highway, but not far. So there are some things around, and there's a couple of convenience stores right across the street for the little quick stuff that you need. So if you leave something here, there'll be some places nearby that you can get some stuff. So I know the parents like to know that kind of stuff. Any questions for me about the facility? Hopefully we can manage to get you everything you need, but I think we'll be able to accommodate it well. If not, we'll work on making it right. Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach. So before we bring up our final speaker tonight, I think it's clear to say there's Bret Cooper football, and really there's everything else. I believe that. So again, Bret Cooper football, believe it. Before I bring up my last speaker, I just got to take just a bit of embellishment here. I have a good friend of mine from Colorado. I'm picking him a little bit. And I think this young man is a bit of a skeptic. He's got a mighty fine athlete, because I know that because everyone talks about it. He's his son. But when the team at Bret Cooper came out and looked at his kid, and I called him and I said, hey, parent, I ain't gonna gonna call his name out, I ain't gonna do him that way. But when I told him about it, it was a, yeah, Well, I think it's safe to say, even the most hard and pessimistic, his eyes open tonight. Wouldn't you say that? JW. All righty now. Last but not least, we're going to talk about drone cam. A show of hands of how many of you athletes have been playing football and it was under drone cam? Raise your hand. Under drone cam? Did you see it? Yeah, you saw it? Yeah? Yeah, it's that thing that fly around with the little eye on it. You see it? Okay. For the contingent from Sweden, it's a flying camera. I got a pic of it. We know that. We got that over there. All right. We're going to keep a little energy going. Come on up. Where's James? Come on up, sir. Tell us about drone cam.
How's everyone today? Or tonight? I first want to say, thanks to Mr. Cooper and the staff for having me. This has been kind of quick and short, but we're going to make it happen. This is a wonderful program. I really didn't realize how much of a great program until I got here, just listening to the coaches and the speaker, and loving football. I'm from Texas. I'm from Waxahachie, Texas. And that's just a little bit further south of Lancaster. And I'm in Grand Prairie now. And the company I work for is I Did a Reel, Film and Media. I'm a co-founder. And we provide aerial footage, we provide regular footage. We shot a bunch of football games. We shot numerous select league football games. And I can tell you that I have not seen a program that has the interest of the kids as this program. A gentleman by the name of David gave me a call and he was like, hey man, do you have anything coming up? And I said, well, I've got some stuff on the schedule. He said, well, hey, I want to introduce you to a guy named Bret Cooper. He said, man, I really think that you should, talk with him. It's a great opportunity. So he put me on the phone, talked with Mr. Cooper, late one night, maybe about 10 o'clock. We talked, he was telling me one thing that really stood out to me. And this is coming from somebody who played football, started playing football, but I made good grades in school, but I really didn't have anybody to take me and say, well, hey, have you thought about this school? Or did you get your SATs? Did you get your scores taken on time? This is an excellent program. And when I saw on the website where it says that Mr. Cooper started this because he wanted to make sure that children that were talented, had good character, and academic excellence in and out of school would have the opportunity to be seen by colleges and go, D1, that let me know that, hey, you know what? This is something that I need to really do. And then Mr. Cooper, let me see. And this organization is the only organization that has ever called me and the logo comes up. I said, well, it's the only, I get calls from AT&T, all the major companies, Fortune 500 companies. This is the only organization that called me in the logo popped up. So I said, you know what? Let me go through everything. So all the things, check it out. And I talked to another partner and I was telling him about it. He said, oh yeah, man, I'm familiar with the organization. So I just went through all that to say I'm glad to be here. I think this is a great opportunity for the kids. I think that everything that the coaches and staff have said has been tremendous. Don't have any regrets, about it, carry this thing forward. What we'll be doing is we will be taking aerial photography of the game, off and on. We have a couple of these. You may see this one on Saturday, you may not. One gentleman he said, I hope you're not giving me a haircut. Trust me, you don't want a haircut with this. take it from me. But we take safety precautions. Everything will be safe. We follow all the guidelines that the FAA recommends. Right now, they haven't given official ruling. They haven't really given drone pilots like official rules, but they made recommendations. So we stay within the recommendations. Once we get to the facility, we'll make sure that we're in safe locations, communicate that with the staff, and make sure that everything that we're going to do is going to be lined up. And so you'll get the opportunity to see some great footage, aerial of the crowd, of the game, and I think it's something that everybody will really, really enjoy. All I can say is I'm gonna give it a very, very excellent shot, and again, I thank the staff for having us, and I know that you'll love what you see from it. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. The next email I send about that drone footage, I bet everyone's gonna click on that link. Okay, as we bring this evening to a close, there's a few things that resonated with me, and I'm gonna go off topic here a little bit. Bret Cooper football and the junior academic All-American component of that is about hope, belief, and inspiration. We have Pastor Jones Friday morning, forgive me, sir. And we're to have prayer services Friday morning. Now, I don't want to get too much into that because we all come from different places, we believe in different things. But I'll leave you with this before I close it out. If you don't really believe in anything, you can't stand for nothing. You got to believe in something. I really want you guys to believe in this organization, because I do. I wouldn't give my time to it if I did. And I also want you to believe in your kid's ability to tell you when enough's enough. To tell you when he needs help. To support his successes and work through him in his failure. We said a lot of things tonight. And I hope in some small way that you guys will leave this room a little bit smarter, a little more inspired, and obviously ready to rock and roll for the rest of event week. But I said I wasn't going to do him this way, but I'm going to do him like that anyway, because he's feeling a little bit under weather. But I'm going to bring up Mr. Cooper in a second. I met Mr. Cooper about a year ago. And for those who know me in Colorado, when I got the invite to come down, I was pretty skeptical. I'm like, I don't know about that. I sound like JW. I'm sorry, man. No, yeah, I know. But once I got here, myself, I was a believer. I stayed over there. One of the first persons I got to spar with, even though that's a great junior college. We ain't gonna mess with that. But anyway, after sitting back and seeing some of the speakers they had, like John Gordon and some other people who came up, I was hooked. And my statement now, Bret Cooper football, believe it. And I think some of you guys are starting to believe too. So I'll leave you with the man who makes it all possible, the man who spends easily 60, 70 hours every week, because I don't know when he ever sleeps. When I text him, he texts me back. Bret Cooper.
You gotta excuse me for my my little cold that I'm having right now, but hey, I thank all of you guys for being here. I am deeply blessed. All you guys have come here. I'm also so excited to see that a lot of these young men out here have won over so many of the parents and said, hey, you know what? You're worth investing, driving, flying, coming to Texas, coming to Dallas, and taking part of this event, that we want to make it special for you. And we want it to be memorable for you. We want it to be, a life-changing event for you. You know, our ideal of making this something special is that you grab something out of this week, that it doesn't become just somewhere you went to for the week. We want to make it special for you. I want to make it special for you. You know why? Because I care about you. These men here, the reason why they're part of Bret Cooper football is because they care. Bret Cooper football is not me. I'm not Bret Cooper football. Bret Cooper football is an ideology. And the ideology of it all is what these guys believe in and what they're doing to help everybody out here and giving you opportunities. And opportunities is what makes and breaks everybody. You take an opportunity and make advantage of it. I'm so excited to see you guys out here. I'm looking forward for a great week. You know, I told the guys, I said, listen, this isn't about me. It's about what we're all doing collectively. I'm just going to be like Russell Simmons and come up and say, thank you, God bless, and good night. You know, I'm a little struggling. I know the cold has got me, but, you know, I'm excited for all you guys. I thank all of you. We're going to line up of great speakers. I mean, I was excited for everybody that came up here, and I was glued to every word they said. And I can tell you what, you know, I think about if I was a young man coming up today and I had a line of speakers like that, I don't know where my life would be right now. You know, I mean, 10 times further where I'm at right now. I just think, you know, take advantage of it. Pick these guys' brains. Learn that you got them for a whole week. This is more than just tonight. You know, take what you're getting from it and become part of it. Practice what they're telling you. You know, I mean, don't just let it end today. You know, I've told players for years, I said, you get these great guys out here that are helping you and giving you opportunity, pick from them and take it home and continue to work on it. You know, and I'm so blessed to have you guys. If you get, of course, you know, you see me out here in the hallways and in the lobbies and all that, feel free to come talk to me always, you know, any questions and everything. We're going to do several special things. Of course, we all know about the awards banquet that we're going to have after the Cotton Bowl. It's $25 a ticket for everybody to know. That's the hotel's charge. That's not our charge. But it's a special event that we want to honor the kids and honor everybody. And we're going to have some raffling. I know some of you guys purchased some of the raffles. And we'll have various prizes with the raffles. But, you know, some of the things we're doing with the raffles is we're going to have free room nights. So we're going to have a gift certificate for free room nights so that you can cash in now. So when you go to check out of here, you can literally take a whole night of room off your bill, which is great. I don't think that you guys like that. I think the parents like that. We're going to have a few of them. We're going to have them. Not only we're going to do it for the banquet night on the 1st, we're also going to do it at the bowl game. You know, so we're going to have something really special with that. And guys, I know that you might have heard that we have a pop star performing at our bowl game, you know, and this young man has been on MTV and he's on the radio networks and everything, and he's, you know, produced by a famous rapper, and he's up and coming. He's touring on with all the major acts. I think what's the young group, AM1 or what's it, One Dimension or something? One Direction, right? One Direction, right? Aaron Carter, and you guys forgive me, I'm a little older, you know. But, you know, I tell you what, I think about, you know, what we, in our directions of what we're trying to do is give you that experience. And I thought, like, what other bowl game has a pop star performing at halftime, you know? We do. We're doing it. We want to make it fun for you. We want to make it fun for all the little girls want to scream and have fun and do your meet and greet. And you have fun out there, and I think you know, we want to make it a blast for you. We don't want to make it just that it's going to be a jarhead grudge match and that's all it is. We want to make it fun for everybody. We want you guys screaming, having fun, enjoying the whole festivities of the bowl game. So we welcome you guys to really take part of everything. You know, be a part of this event, be a part of this weekend. Take plenty of pictures. Go to the Cotton Bowl, have fun. Enjoy this weekend, you know. And I can tell you this, having kids of different ages, and I can tell you this, when you get kids that are in high school, how many of your parents got kids that are in high school right now? That are like 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade? How many got that? I can tell you this, and parents that raise your hand will know what I'm talking about. These days are so precious because right now you have your kids. They're with you. You're taking them to practice. You're bringing them to this event. When they get to 10th, 11th grade, you don't even see them. They go to school 6:30 in the morning, they come home 8 o'clock at night, and the rest of the time they either got a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or they're with their friends, or they're got to do homework, and you know, you're gone, you're history. And know what you're thinking about, parents? You're thinking about these days. Remember when they used to come out there and he used to go out and we used to do this? Yeah, that was the days when you used to do it. These are the precious moments you want to hold on to. Please take advantage of that. You know, because I want you to have those memorable and be a happy memory. You know, and enjoy these times. You know, you only get one shot at it. Enjoy it. No matter what, enjoy it. Have fun with it. Okay? I'm excited. Thank you guys. I'm really blessed. Thank you for